am Legacy Moon, and this is True Crime and Mysteries. Welcome back, current subscribers, new subscribers, and those of you who are here for the very first time. Welcome. For this video, we are going to get into some scammers that have been found guilty of their scamming crimes. So let's get into it. The first story that we are going to be getting into is Miss Vera Lydell. Now, she is 68 years old, and I know y'all are saying, what on earth could she have possibly done? You know, she looks like a nice little maybe grandmother or something. Well, let me tell you, Miss Vera was the food service director for Harvey School District 152 near Chicago. Now, apparently, while the children were at home during the pandemic and learning, remotely, the school was still open. And they provided breakfast and lunch for these children. I did not know that. And it got me wondering, did my state do that when the children were home during the pandemic? Let me know if yours did, because I found that interesting. And that really was a nice gesture for the school district. And it also apparently allowed the employees to still work. So I thought that was good. Now, Miss Vera thought that this was the time to, kind of increase her funds, because she ordered, allegedly, over 11,000 cases of chicken wings from the school district. From the school district's food provider. Then she went and got into the district cargo van and went and picked these chicken wings up. So now I guess Miss Vera was, I don't know if she was barbecuing the chicken, if she was baking it or frying it. I don't know. Maybe she was selling chicken dinners. I just don't know. We will probably never know what she did with this chicken. But let me tell you how they found out about what she did with the chicken. The school district manager did a routine audit. It was like a mid-year audit. And the manager found that the district was $300,000 over its annual food service budget. And they were only halfway through the school year. So I know that district manager was like, what is going on? I also want to add that the Harvey School District was aware of a record that Miss Vera Lydell had, apparently for some financial stuff, and they still, knowing that, made her the food service director, which I think is great because, that's saying, hey, give a person a second chance. On August the 9th, 2024, Miss Vera was in court, and she was eventually charged with felony theft. Now, she pled guilty to stealing $1.5 million worth of food, mainly chicken wings, from the school district. I'm sorry for that chuckle, but you just cannot make these things up. Well, anyway, so she has been sentenced to 9 years in prison. Can you imagine at that age doing something that will land you a 9-year prison sentence? I do believe she needs to pay for her crime, but perhaps after maybe a year and a half or two, they'll let her out, because this lady, she did steal from the babies. I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think. that is not the end of Miss Vera's story, because there's this football player by the name of Chris Jones. Now, I think he plays for the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm not going to swear to it. I don't even know if the team is named Chiefs. I don't know. He plays professional football. And on the Twitter, he did a tweet and he said, "I'll pay for the wings that she stole to get her free." Well, Chris, honey, I want to tell you. By the way, he's easy on the eyes, but I'd like to tell you, Chris, it don't work like that. You can't just pay for the wings that she stole and then she goes free. No, if she was sentenced to prison, Chris, she has to go to prison. But that's a very sweet gesture. So I am going to put in some news clips as I always do, and then we're going to move on to our next case. Before we get into this clip and then on to our next story, I have to do this public service announcement. When I was looking for a clip to insert, all I could find was Fox News. And I've already told you, you know what Fox News gives. They will not be slapping copyright infringement of anything on me ever again. So I'm not using their clips. But I did find one from a Chicago station. And the only thing is that the amount that they say, which is $3,000 over budget, contradicts with all of the news articles and things that I researched on this. So I just want to point that out before you see the clip. And then it also occurred to me, now I went to public school, started in, from kindergarten on up till I graduated high school. And one thing I could say after I thought about it was they never served us chicken wings. Now, I don't know if that's some new age stuff they got going on, but when I was going to school, we didn't get chicken wings. We got pizza, bologna. When they came out with the McRib, they even had some kind of imitation McRib thing. But we never got any chicken wings. Y'all let me know in the comments if y'all got chicken wings in school when y'all went to school.
A former South Suburban school lunch lady is now facing criminal charges accused of stealing more than $1 million worth of chicken wings.
WGN's Andrea Medina has that story from Harvey. This went on for about a year and a half. What the school worker allegedly did with the large amount of chicken wings is still unknown, but she's in custody at the Cook County Jail and is accused of placing unauthorized purchases separately from the district's legitimate orders. 66-year-old Vera Liddell is a former Harvey School District 152 employee. She's at the center of a major theft scheme that brewed during the COVID-19 pandemic when students weren't allowed in the classroom. Liddell worked for Harvey Schools for more than a decade. She was a food services director, but after her tenure, she was hired as a consultant in July 2020. In that role, she was in charge of placing food orders. Between July 2020 to February 2022, Cook County prosecutors alleged she used her position to embezzle $1.5 million from the school district. Court documents accuse Liddell of ordering more than 11,000 cases of chicken wings from the district's food provider, Gordon Food Service, GFS, and picking them up with the district's cargo van. At this time, it's not clear what Liddell did with them, but a proffer presented at her bond hearing last week says the food was never brought to the school or provided to the students. It goes on to say even though the children were learning remotely, the school district continued to provide meals for the students that their families could pick up. The scheme was uncovered January 2022 by the district's business manager during a mid-year audit. The manager found the district was $3,000 over its budget and were only halfway through the school year. Court records reveal the manager discovered individual invoices signed by Liddell for massive quantities of chicken wings, an item never served to students because they contain bones. Parents say it's upsetting to know someone may have selfishly taken the funds intended to nourish students.
This is the area that we live in. We live in middle class, lower than middle class in this area, so it really don't surprise me that somebody would try to get over, but it's kind of sad.
Others claim it's not surprising to know a trusted person in their community would do such thing, but they're hoping the district enforces effective oversight over the financial activities of the district.
I just feel that the people that was watching over that money or whose jobs it was, they need to be looked at because that shouldn't happen.
The Harvey superintendent is aware of the charges but declined to speak on camera or give a comment because it is an ongoing investigation. Liddell's next court date is February 22nd. Reporting in Harvey, Andrea Medina, WGN News.
Our next fraudster or scammer, I really don't know what to call him. The next one we have up, his name is William Odom Mize. Now, I'm going to tell you, when I first saw this photo, I thought it was a woman, but no, it is a man. So let me tell you what old William has been up to. Back in December, on the 18th to be exact, 2018, the federal grand jury indicted him on numerous charges. These charges included mail fraud, wire fraud, healthcare fraud, money laundering, and all kinds of other related conspiracies. Now, old William, he was into everything. I mean, we are talking about slip and fall scams, identity fraud, fake car accidents, fake boating accidents. And I think that this was in multiple states, maybe 5 or 6 states. And this scheme lasted from September 2013 all the way to April 2000. I'm sorry, let me start over. This lasted between September 2013 all the way up to April 2018. Y'all, I don't know why I can't do that. I want to make everything 2000 and something. So now they say William, he is kind of like the head of this organization of people who were getting together and in on these accidents and incidents and fake claims that William was doing. And I don't know how much, like, the people who participated in these scams, I don't know how much they got. But according to insurers, they are alleging that William was paid over $6 million for what he had going on. So William, he gets arrested and charged. He makes his appearance in federal court on that indictment on the 9th of January, 2019. Now, he was released pending trial on, a couple of conditions, which included him reporting to the U.S. Probation Office, as often as he's directed. He had to contact his defense attorney on a weekly basis. And of course, he had to post an unsecured bond of $750,000. And we cannot forget he had to surrender his passport. The only traveling he was allowed to do was from Vegas, which I think at that time was his residence. So like from Vegas to Washington. Well, I guess, old William said, oh, no, I can't go for that. No can do. Because sometime in July of 2019, he absconded and became a fugitive. Now we have William running around the whole U.S. of A. as a fugitive. I wonder what he was using for money. and how much he had. Which, by the way, I failed to mention that his wife was in on these schemes as well. So while he's free and fancy running all over the US of A being a fugitive, his wife was in jail. On November the 28th, 2023, the U.S. Marshals apprehended William Mize in Jacksonville, Florida. I bet some of y'all are thinking that while William was out there free and fancy, absconding and being a fugitive from justice, I bet y'all thought that he was working a job, making an honest living. Well, I'm here to tell you he was not. So now these U.S. Marshals apprehended him, like I said, over there in the Jacksonville, Florida. When they got him, he was using an alias to sell a boat in the Jacksonville area. Needless to say, they apprehended him, got him right back to Spokane, Washington, fast, quick, and in a hurry. I went through a few of his mugshots, and Williams got plenty of them. So it looks like he's been doing crime most of his adult life. So now we make it to August the 7th of 2024. And William, he makes his appearance in court where he decided that he would plead guilty to conspiracy, tax fraud, and failing to appear to his court appearances, from when he absconded. A judge by the name of Thomas O. Rice accepted his plea, and he is scheduled for his sentencing on November the 6th, 2024, of course, in Spokane, Washington. And, when I get that information, I will let you know. Now, before I get off of here, I kind of want to let you know some of what was in some of what was in the plea agreement in the court filings. Now, he has agreed that he was the ringleader of this massive fraud scheme to intentionally cause automobile and boat collisions that were staged. Also, some home accidents, a little bit of slip and fall. So this was what was in the proceedings. It has not been said, how many years he's facing, which I find that strange. But, I don't have that information. Like I said, when I do get it, by November, when he pleads, I will be back with an updated video. Until then, get into this clip. Funny part about it, the only clips I could find was, him being a fugitive. I couldn't find anything recent, after he made this plea deal. But I'm going to look one more time just to see, and if I find it, I'll have it in there.
He is accused of staging car accidents, ripping off insurance companies, and running a major crime ring. Now authorities say William Mize has vanished. This evening, the U.S. Marshal asking for your help in finding him. There's a cash reward up for grabs. The I-Team's Vanessa Murphy continues our Vegas Fugitive series.
Mize loves three things, according to this deputy U.S. Marshal: money, his legacy, and his now deceased pet. The jet-setting Chihuahua would be decked out in jewels and always by the side of his owner, who's now a fugitive.
This guy sees himself as a godfather of a white-collar crime family, and everybody has to obey him or there's going to be consequences.
This deputy U.S. Marshal asked us to protect his identity due to the nature of his work, finding people on the run like Mize.
He knows the law. He's a very smart guy. He's one of the smartest people I've came across too, because it's the paper trail that he knows how to cover is really impressive.
Federal prosecutors say Mize staged car crashes, falls, and other accidents in 5 different states, including Nevada, causing insurance companies to pay out more than $6 million for the fraudulent claims.
If you wonder why your car insurance is high, he's part of the problem.
Mize and 21 others were indicted in 2018. Most of them spent time in prison. Records show some are still in custody, like his wife. But the now 59-year-old man vanished, halting his court proceedings.
If you ever came in contact with this guy, check your credit history, because he's really good about using other people's identities. He does have a history of turning very violent if he doesn't get his way.
He tells the IT Mize was last seen at Total Wine in Henderson in 2019, and he looked like he was dressed for a boat ride, one of his other passions. But he left without buying anything because he may have realized he was spotted.
I think it was kind of a quick. He realized that he made a mistake there, but this guy is usually very smart that doesn't make mistakes.
He says Mize has family in the area, and the U.S. Marshals believe he remains in southern Nevada. He faces numerous charges, including mail and wire fraud, and newer charges in connection with being a fugitive. Vanessa Murphy, 8 News Now.
There is a $2,500 reward for any information leading to the capture of Mize. If you have information, you can call the U.S. Marshal's office. There's the number down bottom of your screen, 702-388-6355.